You need to try and pick off the units as... Look at the shields on the mark.
Oh my god, the drone's gonna
Hey guys, it's Tasteless. I'm with Artosis, and we're doing game number 3 here with Nerchio, who we see in the bottom right, against ThorZaIN here in the opposite starting location.
That is right, Tasteless. This is the IPL Season 2, round number 7 of the losers bracket, and I am just so excited to be here. It's been an amazing tournament so far. There have been upsets. There's been things that you could have called 3 years ago. There's been great games. There's been bad games. But you know what? So far, Tasteless, you and I have been quite lucky. All the games we've been casting have been pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've actually casted some pretty epic games. We've actually managed to, I've lucked out actually in some of the games we've casted here. I am curious about this one coming up here. ThorZaIN's playstyle has been a little bit weird. He's had some funky builds.
Yeah,
some have worked, some haven't.
He likes to mix in a lot of stuff, Tasteless. He brings out a lot of builds. He did a quick 2-port Banshee with kind of like he made it look like it would be a quick command center, then kind of went double gas into command center into 2-port Banshee that first game, and then second game, of course, he got like 200 gas and made a command center. I have to say a couple things about that. One, it's awesome to see all sorts of build orders come out of ThorZaIN, but two, his economy management is truly his weak spot.
Yeah, you got that right, Artosis. He definitely has some holes when he's playing there. Now it looks like the Zerg is going to go ahead and go for a fast expand. Now this is interesting because it's at the outside of his base. It's not the free expansion he gets in the back. There are more minerals here than there are minerals back over here. So this is something he can definitely utilize as long as he can just hold this position for as long as possible.
Well, I was talking to Fnatic Sen about that recently, and I was just commenting, 10% jokingly, 9% seriously. If you want to win, take that outwards expansion against Terran. You're playing to win, Tasteless, not to not lose. And the back one, it's safe. You're less likely to die to any sort of quick rush, but it's a long map, and that, again, that's safe. So as a third base, you can take it super quick if you held off everything to the front.
Meanwhile, it looks like we have an SCV back over here in ThorZaIN's base.
What's he doing?
I don't know. I was going to say he's going to make a command center. It seems like he sent that over there a little bit too soon. Maybe he's going to mine a mineral, I take it, and then go ahead and expand there. But it looks like right now, especially since these gases aren't taken, we're going to see some fast expand games.
I think so, Tasteless. I mean, this is the map to do it on. Make those fast expansions. Nerchio sending some drones down to his expand. I'm liking everything I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, I am as well. It's going to be probably a pretty epic long game here because of the distance between these two guys. And, of course, on a map like this, the architecture is a little bit funky, not as easy to just have a straightforward push, and especially not easy when you're this far apart.
Yeah, Crevasse is a long, long map. It's not the biggest map, Tasteless, but it takes a while to get anywhere. Ooh, I like that command placement, don't you? If an Overlord comes in from the side, it's going to take a lot longer to see that. He might think, A, he's not expanding, B, maybe he's not there if he hasn't scouted yet. I like that. Smart thinking by ThorZaIN. Yeah,
it's very subtle, but it's actually quite huge. You're right, because, if there was an Overlord over there, that would change everything. We have Marines moving out now, but it looks like they're about to meet up with some Zerglings over here.
And nice stutter step micro here by ThorZaIN. Just trying to get away from these Zerglings, killing as many as he can. It looks like he will be able to take them all out. Nerchio can't be too happy with that.
But Zergling speed finishes right at the end of that. It's going to be 2 Marines left over. And, Zergling speed not finishing right at that. I just suddenly decided the Zerglings were getting a little bit quicker. Yeah, I think this is interesting, though, because he did take out several Zerglings there. I think Zerg probably should have turned around. And now the game's going to go on, but right now all Zerg can do is continue to macro up.
And look at this from ThorZaIN. This is kind of mid-range, just making 2 barracks, his second one after his expand, and then going up to 2 facts. Not something you see every day. ThorZaIN definitely has his own interpretations of how to play this matchup.
Well, we have seen Marine Hellion used periodically.
That's true.
And it is pretty effective. You got to be careful because roaches are so good against it, but that might be what he's going for in this game.
Yeah, this is not really a map you want to use roaches on. This is, by all definitions, a Mutalisk map. The back expansion for Terran is so far away from the front ramp. I mean, you can Mulus Grass up there. It takes forever for the Marines to walk around. Then you just walk somewhere else, Stasis, or you don't walk, you fly because you have Mutalisks.
Yeah, Mutalisks are great on this map for all the reasons that you just said. I think that right now we're going to have to see another plan here from the Terran. He's going to have to probably hunker down, try to do some pretty heavy push, probably after he takes this expansion over here. I don't think you can win with a 2-base timing push here.
Yeah, a lot of Terrans seem to love the 3-base timing pushes on Crevasse, but I gotta say, the 3-base is not too scary. 1-base can be pretty scary, 2-base can be very scary for Zerg, but as Terran takes 3-base, that gives Zerg this funny timing to get 80-something drones, 4 to 5 bases, and feel like they can crush the push. So I'm hoping that ThorZaIN plays a slower macro game. You know, recently the non-Korean scene has had a really tough time with this matchup, where they're not really, you know, following the lead of the Korean pro gamers, where you play a longer, more drawn-out TVZ and take more than 3 bases.
Yeah, I think the correct attitude to go into this, that's the one, like you said, that the Koreans are doing, is to be ready to play a conservative game, to know how that's going to look, and, you know, essentially be prepared for, you know, something that could be a 20, 30-minute game.
Yeah.
Some of these guys, they have a lot of experience, the non-Korean scene, ending games right away, but the longer the game goes, the more they're out of their element. Here we have some Hellions coming in here, chasing down some Zerglings. These Zerglings are in trouble. They will not get they will not get very far, and they did. I believe they got to see. Well, they got to see the 3 barracks. I guess they probably would have seen the factories, but
yeah, not quite. But that's all right, Tasteless. A lot of Siege Tanks being produced. It's going to help him against any Roaches and against any Banelings. But you got to be careful with some of these quick tank-heavy styles. Oh, nice Speedlings around there, catching one of the aliens, and only one Zergling chasing the other 2. That was, he bit off more than he could chew there, Tasteless. But got away.
Unfortunately, he did, Artosis. Now we have a good creep spread coming out in this direction. It'd be nice to see a little bit more over here, but you know, he's kind of occupied with all the stuff that he's doing inside of his base. So we have the infestation pit on the way here. The infestation pit is critical because infestors are going to be able to delay a push that we might be seeing pretty soon here, judging from the tank number. He could delay that forever.
Yeah.
Terran will be able to get close to him.
You know, you have to leapfrog tanks ever so slowly against an infestor-heavy Zerg that's always probing your front line. You cannot lead with the Marines, so that's a very good point, Tasteless. A lot of Roaches being produced. You know, this map, not too bad overall for Roach-based play in the late game if you have creep in all the directions so that you can really get nice flanks on.
Yeah, you got that right for sure. Here comes the Hellions moving in here. It looks like Terran's going to have to start sieging up. Ideally, I think the Terran would have wanted to siege up a little bit closer to the Zerg's base, but the threat of the Zerg overrunning him here. And, you know, we said that generally this is a Mutalisk map, but right now we're seeing a ton of Roaches, and this could be bad here for our Zerg player. This is something, for our Terran player, because it looks like Zerg is going to have a lot of stuff. He might be able to just run this this army over.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that, Tasteless. If he was going Mutalisks instead of Roaches and didn't go Banes, I feel like this is one scenario in which just a lot of Mutas with Zerglings would easily clean this attack up. But we'll have to see if he's going to hit into it with his Roaches. He's making a lot of Zerglings right now to help out, and that's not actually that many Marines.
Now, no, there are some Zerglings to intercept anything that's going to reinforce here. And we have more siege tanks coming in over here. It's really going to come down to... you know, he has to attack right before the hatchery is destroyed. So he's going to evacuate the drones. He's making more and more units here. And I think if he doesn't attack soon, it's going to be bad. He's going to lose this hatchery. And you don't want to be 2-base against a Terran player as Zerg.
That's quite true, Tasteless. Roach speed about to finish. We'll have to see if he wants to hit right then. I think that's probably the good timing. ThorZaIN has not reinforced, so here he goes, just going right in. A ton of Zerglings.
Yeah, he's got all these Roaches taking out the siege tanks. There's no way that, you know, the Terran, I think, is going to hold this from here on out. Look, it's just a small, isolated group of units. There's no real way to reinforce it. And, you know, the problem for that is that, you know, as he's trying to push this position here, the Zerg is taking this spot and the spot over here. And, you know, once Zerg gets onto 5 bases, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, this is actually great play by Nerchio. You know, he waited to the last second, killed off the majority of that push. ThorZaIN actually needs to go home, but he realizes if he unsieges, he's going to be surrounded even quicker. You know, there's a watchtower taken right now by our Zerg player Nerchio, right there as you see. So, see, as these move out, Nerchio comes up to crush everything.
He comes in here, a bungle, and that wasn't even necessary. Could have run over him anyways, but this just goes to show you how badly Nerchio's winning. Meanwhile, the medevac drop is moving in and will land over this expansion, or no, it's actually going to go over it.
Yeah.
Okay, it is going to. I was like, wow.
Don't second guess yourself.
I thought I played that pretty well. Okay, so I don't know if this made any sense, because frankly, there's no way that would have been able to be killed.
Yeah, well, you know, he's got a lot of these speedlings with the speed roaches. The creep is doing all right, and
Did you get a bungle?
I think that's the one used before. Yeah, not quite
too
enough
bad.
energy. That's fine, though. I mean, ThorZaIN, he kind of is figuring out what's going on, but he's already lost a small push that, let's be realistic, it didn't do anything. It killed some Zerglings and Roaches, it killed no drones, it killed no hatcheries, and he lost a ton of gas-heavy units doing it. It was actually, to be frank, a bad push, a bad move. Nerchio punished him for it, and look at the spies, 161 to 125. Nerchio is about to pop up to 85 drones or so against the 75 SCVs of his opponent, but he's going to be on 5 base, so Nerchio is just, he's going to feel like a king right now.
Looks like Zerg's moving out, and you know, to go off what you were saying, one thing that can happen very often is Terran can do just one push in the mid-game. If it fails, it's almost impossible to recover.
Yeah.
It's pretty unforgiving as Terran in that sense.
Well, that's the thing, Tasteless. I mean, you send out 6 siege tanks, a couple medevacs, and your Marine force, and it doesn't do anything and you lose it, of course you're going to be way behind. And a lot of these Terran players nowadays are having a hard time understanding this.
All right, we have 2 medevacs moving out. Now, you can keep using medevacs if they're going Roach and Fester, but you have to be careful because you can get fungled. They can put infested Terrans underneath your medevacs. You really, really, really want to be careful. It's not like where we see these Terrans randomly going for mutalisks. I mean, sending medevacs out when their opponent's going mutalisks and just losing. But hold that thought. Here comes the attack now. Bungle on the siege tanks, and frankly, this Terran army is going to get completely owned. Ouch! ThorZaIN in a lot of trouble here, Artosis.
Yeah, that was just so one-sided. He's going to come and see a planetary. Might want to run from that. Nice bungle going off. We'll probably pick off the tank, but that planetary doing a lot of damage, and ThorZaIN does repel Nerchio for now.
Now we got a drop over here. This expansion hatchery, and I don't think that actually Nerchio can save this. No, he cannot. That was a very successful drop. Now all he has to do is pick up and leave. There's other locations such as this one he could drop as well.
Indeed, there are, and I think he's going to go look for some of those. Oh my god, did we just have a fungal on those? Yes, we did, in fact, and infested Terrans really turning on their brethren, but Tasteless, the joke's on them. They don't have long to live.
No, they don't. Look at that. It's terrible. It's like, so, I'm an infested Terran. I guess this is...
He's like, it's pretty alright being a
bad,
Zerg, actually, you know? I don't like fighting these guys so much.
Feels good to stand on the creep. Oh, I want to make more jokes, but I can't because this command center is about to land over here. Meanwhile, Zerg also expanding to this location over here in the center right. Frankly, Artosis, the Zerg is just getting so big, it's almost out of control.
I mean, at this point, he's up 50 supply. He's really kind of crushing face. ThorZaIN having a hard time finding a 4th base, as all his minerals are going to be mined out. Look at that. I love
that's so
like
good.
That.
Yeah, I mean, just putting this creep here, that's a few seconds delay before this command center can land and start to turn into a planetary.
And his roaches are down to make sure that, well, you should probably run away anyways. Really nice Roach Infester Ling play so far by Nerchio, and can ThorZaIN actually come back? You know, he needs to realize that he cannot move until he's maxed. That is very important. He cannot move. 6 ghosts on the way, so he's definitely preparing for the Broodlords and Infestors, which are incoming tastes. In fact, we have 5 Broodlords somewhere on the map.
Let's see here. There they are.
Oh, you're good.
I found them.
Found those guys right away.
Somebody zoomed in on them. So, we have a lot of Roaches and Lings, Corruptors, and I think this is going to be the focal point from here on out. Zerg is going to try to wipe this out before the planetary can finish, because if Zerg doesn't, this game's going to go on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, you know, that can hold against Broodlords for quite a while, but here they come. This is a fierce army. 199 supply to 162.
And we have the Ghosts over here as well. Nice shooting there.
Yeah, a lot of snipes going off. Mostly on the Corruptors. Looks like he wants to make a way for his Phoenixes. I mean, rather, his Vikings.
So the Broodlords are moving here now. The command center was destroyed. It's not clear if the Broodlords are going to stay alive. I almost called them Broodlords. But wow, I mean, there's just no way for Terran to really get outside of his base.
Yeah.
We also have a drop over here in the center right expansion. It looks like he wants to take out the hatchery over the drones. It's not bad prioritizing right there. Meanwhile, Zerg is just continuing to attack forward here. Again, Terran is up against the ropes. It's great he's taking out these hatcheries, but realistically, you're going to have to do way more than that if you want to win this game.
That's very true, Tasteless. I mean, taking out hatcheries is great and all, but it's still 171 supply to 118. He's lost his command. He's lost... all his ghosts went down. A lot of his Vikings died. This is a terrible position for ThorZaIN. If we look at the unit tab, 1 Siege Tank, 6 Vikings, 4 Ghosts, and 7 Marines. No, Tasteless. No. No, not against 177 supply Zerg, Tasteless.
I agree with you, Artosis. No way in hell that's going to actually happen. Basically... I don't know. I mean, Terran can try to expand again, but I think it's going to be, it's going to be Groundhog's Day right now. It's the same thing, same day.
And he's not even learning how to ice skull.
No, he's not. He's not making that girl fall in love with him, unlike the movie.
Yeah.
So this is not good. Another expansion over here, and look, he's getting buried alive. We don't have another drop though.
Nice little drop going on, good positioning on it, but I mean, as soon as an Infestor comes in, and there's even Corruptors there to chase this away, but Nerchio, I don't think he's even focusing on things like this. He's like, ThorZaIN, why are you in my game? I'm making hatcheries everywhere. I'm getting full upgrades. I'm maxed out. What do you have? You have nothing. Nerchio, why do you talk like this? It's kind of annoying.
All right, we have the command center planted over here. We're still waiting for the Zerg to attack. The Zerg is maxed. It looks like that attack limit is going to be now, and then he backed up. Now it will happen. He's got the EMP those infestors.
Oh!
Nice fungal on the ghosts.
Yeah, those ghosts taking a lot of damage. They're going to be taken out very easily. Not so good against Roachling. Like those units they're worst against. And oh man,
is he going to get this?
I think he might taste this. ThorZaIN holding out all hope.
Well, you know what? He should have been attacking the SCDs. Looks like Nerchio is a little bit preoccupied right now. So the planetary will get up, but now that all the SCV's gone, I guess he can just make a bunch of stuff and kill it.
All the ghosts going down there as well, except for one, and he's going to take that out, Tasteless. I think we may be seeing GG pretty quick. Look at that mini-map.
Oh my god.
Hatcheries everywhere. He is Zerging this map.
Yeah, he is Zerging hardcore. This is... Well, I mean, if you look at the Terran's expansion, this is all he's really got going for him. He's basically going to be broke soon. We have more bases than I can even count, and armies that are just so massive. Zerg's supply literally doubles the Terrans. I think ThorZaIN put up a good fight, but if you go back to that one push where he messed up and lost, that's why this game looks the way it is.
Yes. Yes, indeed, Tasteless. Here we go. Another Ling Roach attack coming in. Even some Corruptors here to make sure that command center dies once again. And nice EMP going off, but the ghosts do get fungled as well. And I mean, how much longer is ThorZaIN going to put off the inevitable? He's going to have to GG. And there you go. That is it. Nerchio goes up 2-1. But don't go anywhere, folks. We're coming right back at you with game number 4. Dun, dun, dun.